This is the Thayer Podcast for Thursday, June 29th, 2023. The two biggest issues in the 2022 midterm elections, according to one of my most politically astute friends, were abortions and LGBTQ. He claims that independents were swayed to the left on both of those issues. That shift allowed the Democrats to win in Arizona, Colorado, Georgia, Maine, Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. And he thinks independents will make the difference in the coming 2024 election cycle. At first, I sort of poo-pooed his contention as way too radical. But when you stop and think about it, emotional issues have always been at the heart of winning campaigns. Think of it. 1980, Ronald Reagan.
Are you better off than you were 4 years ago?
1920, Warren Harding. America first. 2016, Donald Trump.
Make America great again.
1968, Ulysses S. Grant. Let us have peace again. 1988, George H.W. Bush.
Read my lips. No new taxes.
2008, Barack Obama.
Yes, we can.
Abortion has been on the political plate since 1973, when the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that the Constitution generally protected a pregnant individual's liberty to have an abortion. For almost 50 years, the political issue of abortion languished routinely in the Democrat Party's election platform until June of 2022, when it again turned into a burning hot political issue. That's when the High Court reversed itself and declared that abortion was not a federal, but rather states' rights issue up to the voters in each state. That didn't set well with the far left, and it was part of what swayed the election in November. Then there was the question about what once was called gay rights. Pushed by the far left and the mainstream media, the 2-year-old Supreme Court-induced issue influenced enough independent voters to sway the election just left of center. The SCOTUS had determined that sexual discrimination, outlined by the Equal Rights Act of 1964, amended in 1967, included sexual identity and sexual preference. This opened a floodgate of liberal activists and young people who, akin to many conservatives, feel strongly that one's intimate thoughts and activities, whether public or not, are none of the government's business. This became a big deal in Arizona, where one of the state's 2 senators had declared her bisexuality quite openly in past election cycles. Well, the gaining momentum of the Anheuser-Busch-Bud Light revolt, the mounting disgust over the medical community's growing acceptance of transgender procedures on children, and the specter of the FBI, IRS, and Department of Justice adopting political issues to harass private citizens, be enough to swing independents back toward the middle, or even slightly right? Guess we'll just have to wait and see. Meanwhile, improvise, adapt, overcome. Semper Fi.